Hey, welcome to Mindfulness. This is a video on explaining one of these things that we do in this class. They're called, or I'm calling them reflection journals. Our reflection journals they take the place of discussions. Okay, that's an important thing to remember. So you don't actually have you don't have discussion assignments, I should say, in this class, but you do have reflection journals. There's 10 of them. Okay. And you can do these in a number of different ways. The way I'm going to talk about here is you can create an actual online journal. I don't know why I put that in air quotes. Air quotes are not necessary in this case because it would be, it's not for pretend, it's an actual journal. But it's super simple. All you got to do is create a doc and share it with me, and I'll walk you through that process. You're going to see the journals, they'll pop up in your units. They'll look like this: reflection journal, always with me meditating here at the top. And then um, as you scroll through, each one is going to have a different question. So in this case, this is reflection journal number one. We're going to reflect on a specific moment in your life where you felt fully present and engaged, and what factors contributed to this sense of mindfulness, and how did it impact your experience. Your response should be a minimum of one paragraph, so 4 to 5 complete sentences. And you can submit a link to your journal in the submission page, or you can put your response directly in that space. And then there's a rubric at the bottom, and this shows you how you get evaluated. Like most of my assignment, or if not all of my assignments, are worth 100 points. Um, there's 4 parts. Each part's worth 25 points, and read through these things here to show exactly how, so you can know exactly how you're graded. Part one is depth of reflection. Part two is clarity and coherence. Part three is engagement with mindfulness practices. And part four is growth and application. This is the first one. So you'll look closely at each of these so you get an idea on, um, like I said, how you get graded. And then also, your actual, like in this case, your actual engagement with mindfulness practices might be limited, but the question does ask you, based on the bit that you know and you've learned a little bit up to this point, um, what you know about mindfulness and how does that. So that's kind of how I'm going to grade that part. So yeah, that's the reflection journal number one. So I've created a reflection journal here. Um, Craig's mindfulness reflection journal. And then I'll put in the entry for reflection journal one. And then when I get to the next one, I would do reflection journal two, and three and four and so on. Right. But then I'll write right underneath this, what it is that I want to talk about here. And then I want to make sure to share that. So I'm going to hit share, and then I'm going to pick, well, for in your case, you're going to pick me out of this thing to share it with. Okay. And you can share it directly with me. When you share it with me, it'll pop up. After you share it with me once, like the first time, it may not, uh, you won't have to share it with me again, but you will need to remember to tell me that you wrote it in your journal. So your response in the text box is going to be check my journal. And I'm going to save everybody's journals in a folder up here on my bar, so I know where they are and where to go find them. If that makes sense. If you do it this way, make sure that you set this, well, I'm going to know. So if you don't switch this to anyone with the link, you I can't access it. You can also copy the link, so you can click copy, and then when you go to submit this assignment, when you hit submit on your side, it'll say submit, and there'll be a little text box there. Put that link in there if you want, and that'll get me right back to your journal. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. Number one, you can tell me that you wrote it in your journal, in that text box. You can put the link to your journal in that text box. Or the third way is, if you don't want to do a journal, and that's fine, be boring. All right. But if you don't want to do a journal per se, then, and remember, I'm the only one that sees these. Okay. I'm not putting them out to the world unless you want to share it with your other classmates. It is only coming back to me. Um, just answer in the text box itself your response here. You can write the whole thing right in there, and I'll see it and I'll grade it that way too. Does that make sense? I hope so. Um, as always, can't get out of here without a dad joke. So, what is the most popular animal in the ocean? It's a starfish. Ha. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. There's a little quiz after this video. Thanks.